something different. We are heading to split. And look at this, we're already into agent select. It's magnificent.
Yeah, the gun was loaded preemptively, right? We're just ready to pull, or almost ready to pull the trigger. We have some time left for these players to select which agents they want to use, which I think is going to be interesting to see. We always get some fairly off-piste comps, I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
So already some choices getting locked in, and one of them will be the Neon on our attacking side, which I wouldn't say is the most common of picks on split. In fact, we rarely ever see it, but could deliver some viability if paired with some other decent selections. Not going to say that the ones we're seeing here would perhaps have been my choice to do that with no initiators, but hey, we'll have to see what they can do.
Yeah, well, and that's going to be the case. But I guess that if we want to extrapolate anything from this, that would be close to meta hazard. 2 Sentinels, 2 Duelists, and a controller. That is essentially, in theory, what the Ascend comp is, the popular one that we even see Fnatic run. On the other side, the double initiator in the Sky and the Fade. I mean, do you know what? I actually don't mind the defending side comp either.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive composition, I think, by default is better than the attacking one when you look at the agents that they have selected here. Sage and Brim usually combine fairly well together, and yeah, you can draw some parallels to double duelist comps that have been played on Split previous in sort of higher levels of competitive play, but the main difference is, of course, then which duelists it is exactly that fill those roles, and the duelist choices that we're looking at here don't have any utility damage, so the way that they play is different. Neon does have the dive capability similarly to the Raisin Jet, but Reyna, on the other hand, is a very self-sufficient fragger, which will be purely basing the kills that she's able to create out of the gunplay that she can set herself up for with the Devour and Dismiss off the back of the Soul Orbs. So in terms of passive impact and what they can have to set up the rest of the team, not really too much most of the time, other than just the Leers and trying to take as much space with the confidence that you back it on. And to start us off, that will be the space towards B main, it looks like.
Well, also another thing to look out for here is, yes, it's one of the teams is called Hello Kitty Cupcakes, but that is actually Burns Sci Tech. And so Hazard, with that being said, I mean, nice little bit of personality coming through on the team name as well.
Yeah, we always like to see some personality shown by both of these teams, and we'll have to see who it is that will begin to paint that picture early on. Jay just holding on to this angle in Garage, and while we were expecting that early presence, it has slowed down, and in fact they're not even willing to challenge the duel. This is one of the problems without having an initiator. I think your best bet at clearing the space out is looking towards your Cypher and that spy cam, but Jay holding on firm, resolute in their position, just waiting for that first peek.
Big Hotnik came through there, and look at all the terror trails that were behind, and again, look at this, Hello Kitty Cupcakes really not making up their mind, and it seems as if they want to tuck tail, run towards A. There is that Fade that will catch at least all the sound and will fire off a warning shots, but in the grand scheme of things, that means there's information for Summer Creek to react.
Honestly, the longer this game goes on, the better, because I'll get to hear you say Hello Kitty Cupcakes many, many more times, as Vinner is looking to put it to bed earlier on. Takes a first stray shot, which misses out, eventually gets an opportunity to deal a little more damage, and will do so. That's the first player off the board in the form of Bowtie, and the smoke's gone. Finally, they collapse, and it's a complete catastrophe for Hello Kitty Cupcakes. Flawless in the round, and eventually from Summer Creek as they win the pistol.
Yeah, Hello Kitty Cupcakes really took their time making up their decisions there. They're even going to go for a force here, considering they never got their spike down, as an interesting decision there from the attacking side.
Yeah, this is one which can go two ways for them. Winning the pistol on your attacking side is a fantastic way to build something up on Split, being one of those more heavily defender-sided maps.
Yeah.
You want to give yourself any chance at breathing room, and forcing in here is equally as risky, because if you don't end up winning it out, then you're in a situation when you've conceded extra rounds where you weren't accompanying for it, I suppose. You don't then bring the gun advantage into the bonus, or anything along those lines. And yet again, it's that slow approach outside of B, and with Summer Creek just clamping down on the previous, you start to wonder if we're going to get some kind of a punish come through from them.
I mean, in terms of the protocols with the presence shown on B main, Summer Creek straight away put that barrier orb up on mid so that if they needed to, they can just walk straight through on from ropes and towards A, just in case there was a rotate. And Hello Kitty Cupcakes has it. They are thinking about doing this again, giving away a lot of noise in towards sewers though. You can hear those watery steps, the squelches coming through here.
It's a flood, and they'll need to become Moses and part the waves of defense right now if they want a chance. And Bowtie's already hit a very nice shot through the side of the dark cover. Been a hit, found 3 on the previous, has a Spectre to claim even more this time around, and already picks up, well, there you have it, a triple for himself. 4 versus 2 situation, crossfire established. Gun's not there for them, but Jesus Pair has picked one up.
Okay, well, if that spike just down. Don't think it's been fully committed just yet. There it is. But the thing is, though, it has to be on towards the A site, and with not even getting through main here, this is where the problem comes through. And, well, Bruno Mars Stan will sing a goodbye song. I don't know, I was trying to think of Bruno Mars songs off the top of my head, but it is...
Yeah, I mean, look, I know a few Bruno Mars songs, but not off the top of my head, actually. I'm being honest. I was using that sort of slight delay in my in my sentence there to try and think of one.
I was wondering, has with obviously being Bruno Mars Stan in the chat, I was wondering would you catch a grenade for me?
To be honest, mate, sure. Honestly, sure. But with the amount of time that I've spent in Uptown, it's really funked me up, and I don't know if I would be risking such behaviour.
Yeah, I guess you're just having a bit of a lazy day, you could say.
Yeah, it's understandable. We should stop making these jokes or we'll be locked out of heaven. So I think it's time to just get on with the round. Still a 5 versus 5, and Hello Kitty Cupcakes have reinvested. Yet again, we'll have to see, if this is a third time lucky kind of deal, or if this constant reinvestment will leave them with empty pockets for the rest of the half, and, well, short on rounds as well. Right now, Summer Creek very happy to just keep racking it up with a gun advantage that they possess.
it's like a whack-a-mole at the moment, the way the message keeps peeking out.
You see, the difference with whack-a-mole is the mole comes up through different holes each time, not the same one in repeated intervals. So catches quite a bit of damage, but does have the healing orb that they can fall back on. And yet again, those thundering footsteps coming through. Jay well positioned in the corner and will need to be cleared.
No, not clear at all. Not clear at all. Jeezy peeps, man. Oh, wow. I mean, what else is there to say, Hazza?
Really not much. You've got to clear your corners. I mean, it's rule 1 of Valorant. Like Minecraft, don't dig down. There are certain things that you have to be looking towards. And I think this is quite reflective of Hello Kitty's Cupcakes, his play style, as we've seen it a few times now. They like to test an area of the map early on and go for these mid to late round rotates, which are giving off a lot of sound cues when you have a lot of clearing work to do.
Yeah.
And it's putting them in incredibly disadvantageous positions, which Summer Creek are easily able to adjust to. You even saw it from Jay on that close angle there, as it's a close call as the operator misses early on.
It seems if we are going to get the Omen ultimate straight away in towards the attacker spawn, Hazard makes things extremely difficult here for these Hello Kitty Cupcakes players to even try and deal with. But oh my god, the operator comes through, and here comes Vinner. They've already been on an absolute rampage and continue it. One player left, and well, it was a Neon, and they go out very, very fast.
Well, they do. Into the round and out of it just as quickly as they had done. And we just see it again. The aim, very snappy and sharp. Head after head, lined up and added to the pile almost indiscriminately by the Omen player. Now currently sat at 10-1 with only 4 rounds played. This does not bode well for Hello Kitty Cupcakes whatsoever, but it seems to be rinse and repeat in terms of what their approach is here. No halt made to the proceedings at this point in time. Very happy to just roll their sleeves up and get on with it, but there's only so much time that you can keep doing the same things and expect a different outcome.
As they continue to wait outside, that slower, I guess, just dissuades anyone from trying to swing out. But, I mean, realistically, that space could already be taken. Now Midori all the way up on towards the wall. And I believe that is... I thought for a second it was a seize, but there's nothing else to really follow up on top of it. Really just delays, brings the health down. Midori dancing with the devil, but that dance is not one that is sweet. Again, this standoff just comes out in favour of Summer Creek at this moment in time, Hazza.
Yeah, that's something to note about the comps for both of these teams, that neither of them have any util damage except for the Brimstone on Hello Kitty Cupcakes. And even then, an incendiary on offense will have nowhere near as much value as it will when you move over to the defender's side. And right now, Hello Kitty Cupcakes need to build themselves a foundation from which they have to work in the latter stages of this one. Jay, yet again, collecting footsteps. The flank activated quickly behind them. The first line of defense here, the Jet player, and once more, just follows things up. Only a sheriff in hand, no need to use a rifle, and Vinner may even just take the kills before Jay gets a snatch at it. We'll find one, and it is flawless yet again. All 5 players standing, 5 rounds on the board. Not much more you could possibly ask of Summer Creek at this point.
No, there's really not. And this is the thing, Will, has at this rate with the economy that Summer Creek have. I mean, you could almost say they might want to be billionaires.
Yeah. They certainly could. I believe that it's millionaires, Cairo. It's millionaires.
No, it's billionaires, is it not?
Oh, it might be billionaire, but either way, Bruno Mars fan needs to sing a song of sweet death on their own. Right, try and find some. I mean, I'm saying this, it doesn't really need to do anything because Summer Creek are literally farming at this point in time. Hello Kitty Cupcakes are the ones instead, which perhaps need to shake the balance just a little bit. Vinner finally taken out. All of the players ganging up on their position, and we'll also see the Neural Theft invested. Should know about the operator, but peeks it dry either way. And so too will Blueberry Pie. Adds yet another one. Bowtie in a 1 versus 4. Pretty damned position if I do say so myself, and that will be it. Jay collects the 4th, and that will be yes, another uncontested round essentially for Summer Creek.
Yeah, Hello Kitty Cupcakes. I mean, again, with the way that they're buying in towards every round, I mean, your economy's never going to be at a great spot. And I mean, I guess contesting with things like the Op and a team that will always have Vandals, I mean, you're not going to be able to engage much there, and those long-range fights are just going to completely favour the defending side.
Yeah, Hello Kitty Cupcakes only being able to find a singular kill across half of the rounds that have already been played, no more than that. And we've seen plenty of flawlesses in the mix as well. I think, 3 flawlesses and then 3 instances where there have been at least 4 players remaining. So really, really not good scenes as Midori finds one. The orbital strike telegraphed and easy to avoid. Decent idea to combine it with the relay bolt, but unfortunately won't amount to anything. We could be getting a plant here. King Croc has found a gap to punish and has done so. How does the post look? It's not going to be ideal, but that is the main problem dealt with. Vinner has fallen. Both players trying to cross together and work in tandem. Science Spree finds yet another. And we are in uncharted territory right now, Cairo.
We really are, but the Spectre, unfortunately, in a territory where it's not going to be at its most effective. And with that being said, gets into an engagement with a rifle and ends up losing it.
Bruno Mars stand happy to just stick it all the way to the end of the line. Would you jump in front of a train for me, Cairo? I don't know.
Hazza, do you know? So, do you know what? I just want to take you dancing. That's what I'm at.
Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. This cast is just going to be me scrolling through Bruno Mars Spotify at this rate. I mean, honestly, at this point, that is quite telling of the situation itself. Certainly, I think that Cairo and I are sort of, I wouldn't say losing interest, but Hello Kitty Cupcakes have really lacked the variation that the attacking side would require from them here, and even gone so far as to wall themselves off from taking the ultimate orb. I'm not too sure what the decision behind that one is, but look, maybe perhaps they're fortifying the space that they know that they do hold on to. Unfortunately, Cookie just grabs a hold of Jesus through the smoke, or Jesus Pear, I should say, and then even doubles up to find King Croc.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Hazza, if Jesus was getting found there, then the second coming would have already... Oh, do you know what? Here comes the second coming of TZJ, and somehow Silence has been able to escape in towards... Oh, it wasn't even Silence, sorry, it was Bowtie. I got completely baited by what I thought I saw on the UI.
And there's no escaping from Summer Creek right now either. All you do is prolong the inevitable, which will be yet another round picked up. And with the scoreline currently looming over Hello Kitty Cupcakes' head at a difference of 8-0, the team which represents Burn Science Tech, I guess, is the high school which they're from, we may not have had the prospect of another ascent. 13-0 looking ever more likely as this one drags on.
Yep, already up on the angle. Look at this, they're completely cornered in and there's no way of escaping now. Midori already up on a high angle. This is going to be tough to compete against. The slow up just to, again, dissuade that, but perhaps swinging the relay bolt. Not quite hitting. Well, the Vandal bullets are Hazan. It's just completely turning in towards that firing squad, but we have got a little bit of a fight back here, but that fight back just goes and goes away very, very quickly.
Yeah, pretty much. It's difficult, Caro. It is very, very difficult. Difficult from our perspective to chalk this up as not being a complete whitewash, which it currently looks to be, considering the fact that Jay is now 15-0 on this game. Summer Creek 9-0 up against Hello Kitty Cupcakes, and not offering too much in the way of dislodging how this defense are trying to play. I think the biggest thing that we can pick apart about why this attack isn't working, because there are certain patches, where they're able to pluck a kill, get a plant on choice rounds, is how grouped up they are. As soon as the information is there, look how quickly that flank is activated through mid. Midori punished, and there we have a response.
It's a great response indeed. And we do have an advantage for the first time in a long time that Hello Kitty Cupcakes will be able to use. The Empress popped as well, but they're going to move in towards the player that is yet to die, the unkillable Demon King. And, well, TZJ makes sure to bring through True on their name, potentially on for an ace. They're really both not quite hitting. Cookies found themselves at an impasse with a barrier rod being placed. TZJ on the aggressive. Here we go, the Neon Ultimate. Better at the lock close range, but it's not even going to work out. And, Hazza.
Jay with an ace. Very, very clean. You have to give them their plaudits in this situation. Very, very nicely done. I mean, it's almost like congratulating a bully for stealing a bag of candy from a toddler. But at the same time, you know what? Fair play to them. Now 20-0, 10 rounds played. 2 kill involvements for every single round that we've seen thus far. And on a 20 KD. Is the only way to say it. And even then, if they were to die, that stat will remain the same because they are unkillable at this point in time. The ultimate defender, and they've actually just thrown their life away.
I'm so confused by what just happened, but Midori just peeks out, and are they going for a knife kill? Is that what we're watching right now?
I don't know. It's an offering to a higher being at this point in time. Jay just happy to lay their body on the line. A gap which can be poked and prodded by Midori on this operator. As long as they remain stunned, the opportunity to do so will be lost. But you know what's lost on me right now? This performance. Yet again, just completely crunched in on positioning-wise. A, tried a couple of times. B, the same. But the result always coming out in favor of Summer Creek. And this is where they start to take the Mickey Mouse. Bruno Mars with a stab, and that will now be the 11th. Also, the only player dying on that round is the one that's dashed with their knife out and gone AFK. I think I have to just reiterate that.
Yeah. I don't know. And do you know what the worst thing is? It doesn't even affect TZJ's
no, it doesn't.
KD.
It doesn't.
Like, they still stay 20 with a KD of 20.
Yeah. Well worth their wait. It's like those myths and legends that you hear about warriors gone by, how one man with a sword in hand could cut down waves and waves of opposition. The one to tell the tale. The one whose name had been written in Dynasty, and already Summer Creek trying to match a scoreline which few have been able to do in this division. Even those who put up 13 often concede at least a couple, and right now they are on track for making it flawless.
Yeah, we are getting the full force of the Nightfall coming through. Every single player help with it. That means they're going to have nothing in terms of audio. And here we go, the swing comes through, but at least there's that trade. Cookie elsewhere though, fires off the warning shots, comes out with a knife at the wrong time and gets punished for it. It is still a 4 versus 2, and the Ops are just doing the work. They're pulling them apart. One player left, and there we go.
Yep, incredibly simple stuff. Final round of the half going the way of Summer Creek. Hello Kitty Cupcakes, while they have a name which is as sweet as ever, it's left a sour taste in the mouth with this performance. Vinner starting things off on the pistol here, as well finding the first of many multi-kills for that player. And, well, in many ways, it even cooled down a little bit as this one went on, leaving the spotlight to be taken up by TZJ, who has been near untouchable so far in this game. One of their many, many highlights and many, many flawless rounds when we consider how things have panned out. And coming into the second pistol round and what could be the last round of this best of one, we'll just have to see if any resistance can be made.
Well, it's a full stack on towards A here, has it, which at least gives them a better chance. But the problem with the chance is they've put all their money on towards red here, and the ball's landed on black.
That it has, but at the same time, if you're drawing that parallel, we have one more chance at spinning the wheel, Kyrocast. Those players still left standing, and while it's a 5 versus 5, there's every chance. Only problem is they don't know there's a crossfire of knives set up in spawn, and Jay has not been cleared. Stabs in the first, but he's not quite Hazard JC, can't land the shots and get his double. So, unfortunately for them, that will be a couple of kills conceded.
Oh no, the spam's actually working out here in favour of Hello Kitty Cupcakes. They only have 2 more people to find, and unfortunately the shots are going awry. It's now up towards Silence Bride to somehow get this back, and with all the dark covers and the like, it's going to be really, really tough.
That it will be, and you can see already Summer Creek, absolutely no respect for their opponent, but at this point in time, you have no reason to be scared. Players confident and as zealous as you like. I don't think Silent Breeze getting anywhere near the spike, even if they do put the running shoes on. Into the smoke. First slash is wide, with a second connects. Vinner for 4, Summer Creek for 13. Hello Kitty Cupcakes walk away with nothing, and that is as simple